Well, welcome to day 1286 of What's She Up To Now. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, documenting the journey as I transition from brick and mortar corporate world of business to the online world of business. And it's been quite the ride and quite the journey. And I share here the good, the bad, and the ugly of what has happened as I've made that transition. And then after COVID and during COVID-19, I've also transitioned back to the offline world of business and gotten involved in certain businesses that I personally feel need a little injection of life again here, at least in the United States. So what the heck's going on? Why do I share this? What is this little monologue? I guess it's a monologue for the most part because it's early in the morning. It's super thunderstormy outside today. It's really interesting. I'm like, what is that? I can't really see the lightning where I am, but I definitely hear the thunder rumbling and rolling by every once in a while. So after 47, 48 years of building different businesses in like 27 different industries and simultaneously being in corporate America for over a quarter century, I've seen a lot of stuff in the offline world, but I was always curious about the online world. After my divorce, I had the opportunity to decide, okay, what do I really want to do? What do I want to do next in my life? I'm old, so I don't want to go back to starting over in any career or business or do some of the businesses I've done before. I want to be curious, follow things that I've always been curious about, and do something totally different. What I've always been curious about the internet. I mean, I was born before the internet existed, before we had computers, literally before we had computers. It's so funny to laugh and think about that now because we're so dependent on, and me included, on technology and my computers and everything else. It's hard to remember back to before we had computers, before we had cell phones. Can you imagine how people would be if all of a sudden everybody on the planet's cell phones ceased to function? I think there'd be like a worse panic than the pandemic, actually. So as I've made this journey, I've got challenges with my vision. I don't know if you've watched any of my videos before or seen me before, but a lot of times you will see me sporting magnifying glasses, and no Coke bottle glasses because they don't work anymore, but using magnifying glasses for everything. And I also do a lot of other things behind the scenes to make my life work because I am visually challenged. But I don't want it to show up when I serve people, when I work with customers and clients and consulting gigs. I don't want people to think about, well, gosh, she can't see very well. Does that mean she's not able to function? And that's an absolute fallacy because I'm not 100% blind. I'm just visually impaired. So there's ways to work around that. There's ways to work around any challenge that we have, any limitation that we have. Not the place to talk about it, but I've talked about it before, different challenges that I've had in my life and why I love challenges so much. Like we're doing the 8th Get Up and Go 30-day free plus challenge since COVID started. Today was day 7, and we were talking about core values, which is where the title of this came from. Core, crux, heart. All of them to me mean the central focus, the most important element, the most important component of anything. And so we were talking about core values in the Get Up and Go challenge today and identifying what are your core values, what drives you, what is most important for you to feel and value and to create in order to move forward in your life. Because if we know what those things are, we know what motivates us and keeps us moving and helps us to take action and gives us momentum and purpose and reason for the things that we do. If we want to feel love, and love is our core value, we're going to behave in a very different way than if our core value is abundance. We're going to behave in a very different way if our core value is creativity or adventure and excitement than if safety and security is a core value for us. So it's important to understand who we are, and we're all different. There's no one core value that's better or worse than another. There's what is right and best and feels right for you. So that was our topic for Get Up and Go Challenge today. I invite anybody that's dealing with setbacks, roadblocks, adversities, failures, problems, challenges, changes, whatever you call it, to join us in that free challenge. It's on the Get Up and Go Challenge page, Facebook page, free Facebook page. There's also a group associated with it that you can go into, and under the guide section, you can see all the previous challenges. They're all in there. I don't believe in disappearing content. I don't do this challenge to promote my business or my consulting or my coaching. I do it to help people to install a process in their subconscious that handles change and challenges so that it becomes as automatic and breathing, so that no matter what you're faced with, you'll automatically come out better after having done the challenge, because you'll have installed this process that guarantees you get the best results for you, and it guarantees I get the best results for me, which is why I started to use it and created it and kind of perfected it in the first place, was so that I would make sure that I was always coming out better after having experienced a change or challenge or a roadblock or a setback or a problem or adversity or obstacles, whatever. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't just reacting, because that's what I used to do. I used to just react to whatever happened, and I'd go with whatever the mood struck me. If I was in a good loving mood, I'd make probably a good choice. If I was in a scarcity, lack, upset, challenged, angry mood, I would make a worse choice for me. And I wanted to stop that roller coaster ride of good and bad results. And so I looked at, well, how do I do this? How can I make this automatic in my life? And then once I discovered that, I'm like, okay, how do we teach other people? Because everybody deserves to have this, so that it's one less thing to think about or worry about. Do we think about breathing? Do we concentrate on it? Not unless we have some kind of a health challenge. We just breathe. We just do it, because our subconscious mind just automatically makes it happen for us. Do we think about blinking? I don't, unless I got something in my eye. Then I think about blinking. Otherwise, it's just automatic. So that was the topic of our Get Up and Go challenge today. And it kind of tied into, which is intentional, by the way, I do some things on purpose. I decided that for the month of August, since we're doing the Get Up and Go challenge, I would pick idioms for my Supersize Your Business page and my business clients and customers that have to do with challenges, change, failures, obstacles, setbacks, adversities, problems, whatever you want to call them, for ourselves or our customers, because that's why our businesses exist, is to help the group of people that we're here to serve and solve problems for. So we talked about the crux of the matter, or the heart of the matter. Similar idioms mean very much the same thing. One's from the 1500s. The heart of the matter is actually 300 years older than the crux of the matter. So I always I think it's fun. I get curious about what things mean and where did they come from. And I find, for me personally, that understanding the meaning of things and where they came from lets me decide, well, what does that mean to me? And that's what the whole purpose of the Supersize Your Business challenge is about. And it's not a challenge. Why I call everything challenges these days. My mind's in challenge mode. It's not a challenge. It's just a daily idiom. And it's kind of like doing improv every day, where you have a topic, you find out what it means, and then you ask yourself, well, what does that mean to me? And then how do I use that to build and grow and supersize my business? That's the whole purpose of the idiom. And since we're doing challenges and the Get Up and Go challenge, it just made sense to find challenge and change idioms. And challenge and change idioms definitely apply to all of our businesses, at least every business owner that I've ever worked with. Our annual challenge this year, and people are like, oh my God, how can you do an annual challenge? Somebody was messaging me yesterday that sounded excessive. And I'm like, I don't know, if something's important to you, and maybe most people don't know this. We always think as humans that everybody else knows what we know or sees things the way we do. We just assume that. And we know on an intellectual level that that's absolutely not true. But subconsciously, we interact with other humans as if we all think alike, even though we absolutely positively don't. Well, anything that's important to us and that we want to make progress toward or achieve, it usually takes a little bit of time. But why not make it almost automatic by breaking it down and doing a little tiny thing every single day? I call it single daily action. If I do something every day, it becomes a habit. I mean, we brush our teeth every day, right? We fix our hair. Women, we put on makeup usually every day. We all get dressed, we bathe, we go to the bathroom, etc. There's certain things we do every day to maintain our health and hygiene. There's certain things that we can do a little bit every day to create a big change and a positive impact that we want in our life. Maybe you want to be less afraid of things. Maybe you want to stretch your comfort zone. That was actually the first 365-day challenge plus that I did. Then maybe you want more love in your life. I wanted more happiness in my life. So during my divorce time and that transition, I did one thing every day that made me happy. in 2020, we did one thing every day that was fun. Do one fun thing every day. And that was awesome and perfect because I was hanging out with my 4-year-old granddaughter every day. Not that we didn't have our own list of fun things to do, but it gave us an opportunity to just have one little thing every day that was just fun for us that we could do and focus on. This year we're doing one thing every day that centers us. I don't know about you, but after last year with all the COVID craziness and all the change and all the discombobulation, this year I thought, oh yay, January, I'm going to feel better, but I didn't feel better. And I actually picked out this book at the cabin last summer, Do One Thing Every Day That Centers You. And it turns out that's how I was feeling at the end of 2020. And I thought, okay, we're going to do one thing every day that centers us, get to know ourselves better and see what feels better for us. So today's was about a friend is a present that you give yourself. So I thought that was a good one. And I like to think it's true. So those are the challenges, the 365-day challenge, all about you. The Get Up and Go challenge, day 7, core values. And then Supersize Your Business, 8 a.m. today, the crux of the matter, the heart of the matter, which was really a fun one. It's very easy to tie to business, right? Any change or any challenge. I don't know anybody in business who's ever been in business for any amount of time that doesn't have to deal with changes and challenges on a daily basis. Usually dozens, if not hundreds of times a day, you're making decisions and dealing with changes and challenges and things that come up and solving problems. So challenges, I personally believe, are a great topic for the Get Up and Go, not the Get Up and Go challenge, the Supersize Your Business segment. And we'll probably go into it next month too for September, because I've got enough of them lined up that we could do them for probably 3 months. But for sure this month, maybe next month. I'm not 100% committed to that. Depends what I'm doing next month and what's my biggest priorities, whether I'll stick with the change and challenge theme or we'll do something else. It's the cool thing about doing your own thing. You can actually do what you want, when you want, where you want, with whomever you want, wearing whatever you want, which is one of my values, one of my core purposes and principles. All right, any questions, any way I can help you, ask in the comments below. Otherwise, I'll be with you around. I'll let you know what I'm working on. Granddaughter weekend, so I will be very busy in addition to my usual commitments. All right, have an awesome weekend, an awesome day, and I'll of course be with you tomorrow.